This story right here that I'm bringing to you is going to further prove the influence that 45 has on, I would say, the white masses that literally ride his coattail. This man's name is Bruce Alexander, and he's 49 years old, and he's from Tampa, and he's facing a federal charge of abusive criminal behavior. Why? Because he groped this woman on a flight. He was on a Southwest flight, and he said that he groped and he grabbed this woman by her private parts. Now remember, I said this shows right here that Trump has a very heavy influence on his base, because you remember that Trump said a couple years ago that he would grab women by the pussy. Now, when he groped this woman, she looked back at him and was basically saying, like, why did you grope me and everything of that nature. His response said the president said that it is okay to grab a woman by that area. Now he must feel like an ultimate dumbass, because guess who's in jail and guess who is not? He is in jail, and unfortunately 45 is not. But that, like I said, it just shows the influence that he has given over his base and how much it has emboldened them now. They have gone from being racist assholes to being extremely creepy and perverted just because he said 45 told him that it was okay to grab a woman by that area. It said he was arrested on Sunday after a Southwest flight 5421 coming from Houston landed in Albuquerque. He appeared in federal court on Monday and was charged with abuse, sexual contact after he allegedly touched a woman's breast while he was sitting behind her on a Southwest flight. He wasn't in front of her. This man had to reach over and grab this woman's breast. So it didn't even look like it was an accident. Like, you know how some people might brush up against somebody and, you know, oh, they could say it was an accident. Even if some of them say it was even if it was intentional, a lot of people can play it off as an accident. But no, this guy had to reach from behind where he was sitting at into front of her and grab onto her breast. It says the victim says she felt Alexander's hand move from behind her and grab her right breast. She says she fell asleep about 20 minutes into the flight, and not long after, she felt him touch her, but assumed it was an accident. In a second incident, 30 minutes later, she felt Alexander's hand grab the back of her arm and grope her around her ribs and then her breast. The woman then stood up and told Alexander she did not understand how he could think that was okay and he needed to stop. She then asked the flight attendant to reseat her, and she was relocated to another section of the plane. Both Alexander and the victim said they had not been drinking alcohol or had taken any sleep aids. The victim said Alexander was a total stranger. So basically they're trying to say that the only way that this guy could have possibly did it is if he could have been under the influence, or maybe she was under the influence. See, they tried to slide him out of there, but it wasn't working. It says upon arrival at Albuquerque International Sunport, Alexander was detained and asked FBI agents what the sentence was for, the charge he was being arrested for. He later stated to officers, the president of the United States says it is okay to grab women by their private parts. His defense comes from the 2005 Access Hollywood tape between 45 and then host Billy Bush, in which he said, you know, grab them by the pussy. Listen, it has gotten to that point. Ladies out there, if you are listening, if you are around some I would say what would be perceived as some creepy white men, you better be very careful, because now they are even more emboldened to just go around just grabbing your private areas. Like this guy, like I said, reached from behind where he was sitting at to grab this woman's breast and then did it again a second time. And he said he did it because the president said it was okay to grab them by them private parts. I wonder what 45 has to say about this, if he has to say anything at all. I mean, he tweets about everything else. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this down in the comments. Like, share, subscribe. The links will be in the description. I'll talk to you in the next one.